So back when I would have been 18 or 19 years old, I worked with, my grandmother introduced me to Marge Swenson, and she was part of the Audubon Society. And Marge was a state biologist that studied eagles along the Kootenai River. And she also was trying to save the loons in the Kootenai Reservoir. And part of the problem with the loons that nested along the Kootenai Lake was the water levels. They dropped so far down in the wintertime, and then in the springtime when they start rising the water levels, the loons nested on the shoreline. And every year it would drown their nests as the water levels rose back up. So part of her project was to save the loons, and she asked me for help because I had a little 12-foot rowboat at the time, and she made these frameworks out of railroad ties, and we would load my boat up with sod and plants and tule reeds, and my boat would be literally this high out of the water because it had so much material in it. And then we would tow these floating islands.
So railroad ties float?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then the bottom she made out of screen, so the water could actually come up and feed the plants that she made on these little islands. And then we would tow them over into the coves of the Kootenai Lake, and she would put 300 feet of cable and an anchor, and then we would build these little islands, and then as the lake levels lowered, the islands would come down, and then when the lake levels rose, they would come back up, and that way the loons would get on there and they would nest, and their nests would be saved.
That is amazing. That's wonderful.
I don't know whatever happened to that. It was a long time ago now. So.
Wow, that's wonderful. Who's your grandma?
Verdell Thompson.
What's your name?
Charles Jackson. Everybody knew me as Chuck.
I know. That's a great story, Chuck. Thanks.
So.